and to establish foundation. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who depend on me, they look to me to try to figure out solutions to problems. I gotta always keep that in mind. I'm not around there to try to, figure out the quickest shortcut for the bag so I can be rich and famous. I feel like that if your goal is to be rich and famous, I mean you got to get dirty.
Super dirty. Yeah, fast.
Yeah. You got to get dirty. There's nobody who plays professional football who doesn't understand that you gotta build your body up. You see what I'm saying? You gotta build your body up because that's a hard job. That ain't just a job where you just run up and down the field. You gotta work out. You gotta compete against other people who may or may not take your place on that team. Stuff like that.
And you have to work out harder than they do.
Exactly.
There are no days off.
Exactly. But see, that's the mentality. If you operate in this realm of thinking that you deserve something, you're always going to take the L. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to be a dreamer. But if
go ahead, finish that.
I was about to say, if you understand what's at stake, and you understand that what your goals are, what your personal ambition entails, you're going to be willing to do the hard work. You know what I'm saying? Because people work harder. People bust their ass as fucking waiters and waitresses and shit like that for crumbs, because they don't have ambition, but they understand what's at stake. So just imagine if you apply that ambition to the knowledge of what's at stake, and you put those two things together, what you can actually achieve. It's more than just, I made a dope song, I posted it on SoundCloud, and I'm trying to go viral. No, dude, it's more, man. You don't get to be Kanye West without doing the Kanye West.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get to be Jay without doing the Jay type shit. You don't get to be Drake without doing the Drake shit.
A lot of networking that goes into that.
I'm just naming the top 3 motherfuckers. I ain't even talking like I say A$AP Rock. The reason why A$AP Rock is where he is consistency, bro.
You know but he got to build a network. You got to be places.
You got to work. Sacrifice. You got to not be home sometimes. You got to lose sleep. You know
a lot.
You gotta, sometimes you just not eating. You're gonna be on the road or whatever the fuck that looks like, and you gotta eat ramen noodles and shit like that. You gotta sacrifice. A lot of people ain't ready for that, bro. A lot of people think that I just want the bag. They don't look at what
that's the other thing, right? They see the bag, they see the riches, they see the fame and everything, but they don't understand the actual journey to get that. The journey to get there is the most important part.
Yep.
Yeah, it's rough.
The journey to get to being successful is always the hardest part. I don't think some people understand that. Like no one that we know that's rich or famous. There, Michael Jordan. There are injuries that probably plague him to this day that'll never go away. You understand what I'm saying? But it was the journey. We know him as this all-time great basketball player. But the journey to be Michael Jordan probably was a hell of a road. And he probably wouldn't change it for nobody. I think he said that in the documentary. I wouldn't change the way I did this for nobody, because this is the way I learned how to play the game. I am Michael Jordan because this is what I did. You know what I mean? And he told them to cut the camera off. He's like, if you don't want to do it this way, don't do it this way. But this is the way I did it. And this is what made me who I am.
Mike Tyson. Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
Brian James. You know what I'm saying? We talking people who operate at the top of their level, top level of their career, top level of their field. They are the ones that people look to as the inspiration. And not everybody, there's no room for everybody up there. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta look at what the elements that made them become who they are, what those elements are. You know what I'm saying? You can't take shortcuts. You can't eliminate certain ingredients to get the perfect
There are no shortcuts.
No.
There are no shortcuts, because if you think there's a shortcut, at some point you will be raped. As far as like your financial status or your intellectual property or anything like that, people will take advantage of that because you're trying to take shortcuts. In the end, you will suffer for that.
Yep.
We hustle sun up until sundown just to keep businesses in our part of town. That's black gold, black gold, black gold, black gold. It's community wealth where we support ourselves. Recycle the money before you spend somewhere else. That's black gold.